How you doing, folks? This is James Rotundi for Acoustic Guitar Magazine. I'm sitting here today with the really stunning, interesting, funky, lots of adjectives you could use to describe the new Martin SC-13E. A lot of notable, innovative features on this. One certainly the eye catches right away is this fascinating offset guitar body design. It's almost like someone took an OM and sort of stretched it out down here in the lower bout, and then sloped a cutaway on it far more extended than, say, a typical cutaway horn on an acoustic. It really drops off into sort of a chin. The upper half of the guitar towards your head is compacted almost to like a parlor-sized guitar. So you have you're very close to the strings from where your elbow rests up here on the top. It's a Sitka spruce top, of course, solid Sitka spruce top. And you've got mahogany core back and sides. Interesting, because it's topped with a koa veneer, and it is just gorgeous. I don't know how much this video does it justice, but there is this sort of tiger striping on it, and it is lovely, lovely, and sounds great. So it's a guitar that has a bit of the mahogany darkness and depth and weight, but it's got plenty of that Sitka spruce brightness as well. You've got typically a hardwood neck. In this case, I understand it is a Saipo, which is like an African mahogany, topped with ebony fingerboard and ebony bridge tusk nut and saddle. Now, when we talk about the SC-13E, probably the most notable new feature on it, and one that is sure to perhaps even be a little controversial among Martin purists, but clearly comes from a savvy design team who are really after something unique here, especially for younger players and players who really want, once and for all, for an acoustic to truly be playable up in these higher reaches. And what Martin has done to achieve that, especially given the fact that Martin has tended to be very strict about dovetail joints only, is that they have created something called the linear dovetail joint. Now, the linear dovetail joint, in this case, is essentially, I mean, visually you would think, well, that's a bolt-on, surely. But it's really not, although it does have some characteristics of a bolt-on. Unlike a conventional dovetail in which the neck would essentially push down onto a heel, and the dovetail, almost like a tongue and groove, is essentially then glued typically, and you are creating a lot of resonance between the neck and the body. A lot of your tone comes from there. In order to preserve that principle, Martin has created essentially a sort of sideways dovetail. So this slides on this way, so not this way, but this way onto a dovetail, a metal dovetail piece essentially, creating that large contact area between the neck and the body. But what makes this particular dovetail interesting is how versatile it is. In addition to your adjustable truss rod inside, you've also got a set screw here, which allows you to sort of pivot the neck back and forth this way for intonation adjustments. There's also a removable shim insert here, which allows you to put different size shims in there to, again, adjust the neck angle to your liking. So it's a pretty fascinating way to go. What do these two bolts on the back do? They actually allow a licensed technician to remove the neck entirely if need be, and that's very interesting too. Do consult a proper guitar technician before attempting to mess with those bolts yourself. Okay, that is what Martin advises, and I advise it too. So let's get on to a little more about the guitar. Another fascinating thing about this guitar is the neck. They call it true align. And a high-performance taper. Now, what does that mean? Well, in this case, it means you're going to get a little bit more meat, if you will, around this cowboy chord area on the treble side. So when you grab those big cowboy chords, you've got a little more for your hand to grab onto on the treble side, on this treble string side. Now, as you move up the neck, you're going to get a little, relief's probably not a good word in this case, but you're going to get a little more, it starts to taper in a little bit as you get to the higher frets on the treble side, whereas the bass side gets a little bit meatier. And that's pretty interesting too, because you get up to these high frets, especially with this extended cutaway, and remember, the lack of a heel, you've got pretty much unencumbered electric guitar style access to these higher frets. So shredding up there in these higher ranges is not only possible, I would say it's encouraged with the SC-13E. What else can we say about this guitar? The Fishman MXT pickup system, I have to say, delivers pretty tremendous amounts of detail. And I'm going to, I'm miking it up right now through a Rode NT1A amp. I'm going to put it through a Fender Acoustic-Sonic so you can hear, and I'm going to try a heavier pick for this, so you can hear kind of what it sounds like through an amp, which arguably is where this guitar really shines. Clearly where it's really intended to shine is in a live setting. Again, those upper frets, you can do no wrong up there. That Fishman MXT, along with the way this body resonates, gives you nice, very compacted lower mids. So it's almost like a pre-compressed kind of sound. Boom! You've got the gorgeous exposed gear tuners up there, which are lovely, lovely to look at and work beautifully. Generally speaking, this guitar ships with a set of 11s, interestingly. Again, kind of playing to that more electric style of playing, although I believe mine came with 12s. I like to tune down a half step with when I play with 12s, just to give me a little bit more bend on notes, and that's what I've done here, if you were wondering. One last little feature I just want to point out real quick. There is a, with the Fishman MXT, there is actually a tuner built into the sound hole. This means you don't have to stare at your feet, and you don't have to use a clip-on tuner, which can take away from the aesthetics. You can tune up quite slyly on the gig with the internal tuner. You can see it lights up. You just press a little button to get it on, and when you're done, click, and it's off. I'm off as well. Thank you so much. I'm James Rotundi for Acoustic Guitar Magazine, and please look for my review of the Martin SC-13E in the latest issue of Acoustic Guitar Magazine. Be well, be safe, be healthy, and we'll see you next time.